Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 40 of our Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge. Today we are talking about, of course, confidence and confidence in action all this week. Today's topic is one I find myself doing all the time and I am personally very guilty of. And so see if this isn't you as well. Today is all about owning our own space, just existing and knowing that because we formed this business, it has a right to exist just like every other business on the planet. We as human beings have a right to exist and to live our life, ask for what we want, ask for help, need things, have boundaries, be the best possible version of ourselves, etc. But this one hit me because I do this a lot, and it really hit me hard because I noticed even this morning when I was interacting with my little 2-year-old granddaughter, she apologizes for everything and for things that are not even harmful or hurting. I mean, if you hurt somebody, you should apologize. If you hurt their feelings, if you hurt them physically or anything, we should apologize if we cause harm or damage, but we shouldn't apologize for simply being and existing, and neither should our business. So today we're going to look at and ask ourselves a series of questions. And then for the next 24 hours, I challenge you to take a piece of paper or a Post-it note. I suspect I might need more than just a Post-it note today for this one. And every time you apologize for something that isn't because you caused harm or anything, put a little hatch mark. And then let's see at the end of 24 hours or just at the end of today. I think at the end of today, we'll get the picture that, yep, we apologize for way more things than we ever really need to. Heck, I apologize for the weather sometimes. Wow, I'm sorry it's cold out. I'm sorry you're having a hard day. But I think that there's probably a more powerful, confident way to interact with people than saying, oh, I'm sorry. But a lot of times I am sorry if somebody's been hurt, even if I didn't do it, because I feel bad. Anyway, I'm not going to make excuses for it. I'm going to do the assignment today right along with you. So let's think about our businesses today, and let's do a little review of our communication and of our conversations and see how many times we or somebody we're interacting with apologizes for something that just isn't their fault. You know, maybe the electricity went out or the power went out and we had an outage at work, and so something didn't get done. Well, I'm not going to take personal responsibility for the power outage, right? But sometimes I will. I'm like, okay, the reports are behind today because of this. That's not necessarily apologizing for it. It's explaining why something is the way it is. So in our businesses, how does this show up? It shows up a lot. It shows up in our emails. It shows up in our communications. It shows up in our text messages. It shows up, and whenever it does, it gives us the appearance of being weak. If we're apologizing all the time, it means we feel like we did something wrong, even though we didn't. And we didn't do something wrong because our business exists. Our competition might not like it, but guess what? We have a right to exist just as much as they do. We want to edit and audit our information and our communication today. Check your emails. How often do you say, sorry to interrupt, or just wondering, which is putting our question or whatever the topic of the email in a light of, oh, this isn't really important, get to it when you can. Or I might be wrong and ... We want to replace those things with confident language. Hey, I'd like your input on this. What do you think? Or here is my perspective on this. What's yours? I mean, lead with a strong, confident approach, because you'll get a strong, confident, probably more timely response than if you lead with a weak one. So our action item today, for the next 24 hours, if you can do it for 24 hours, all the times that you or your company apologizes. Now, if you're wrong and you made a mistake, for goodness sake, own up to it, take responsibility, and make it right with the person that you made a mistake for. I worked in quality for over a quarter century. Guess what I did my whole job, which might explain why this is just a natural tendency for me, was apologizing for how the company I worked for messed something up and how we were going to make it right, or finding out from the person, how did they need it to be made right? So maybe that's also, I'm going to have to do some soul searching and company searching and you know, just remembering, okay, I was in quality for a quarter century. That was our function, just to design processes that made sure we had the right things come out the end. But when they didn't, and they inevitably don't, because companies, just like human beings, we're we are flawed. We make mistakes. We mess stuff up. We forget a step, etc. And so things don't always go according to processes and plans, no matter how well documented our organizations are. And then we're going to ask ourselves some reflective questions after we do this exercise. And like I said, you might not need more than a few hours to see what's going on with that. And if you recognize it, make a commitment to yourself that for the next 24 hours, you are only going to apologize or diminish yourself and realize, or your organization, if you've done harm or if you've hurt somebody or something. But otherwise, don't say I'm sorry. Don't over apologize, because we deserve to own our own space, each and every one of us. No matter who has told us in the past that we don't. So some reflective questions on this. What are you really apologizing for when you say you're sorry unnecessarily? Are you apologizing just because you asked a question or you asked somebody to do something that's actually their job anyway? Heck, I do that sometimes. How would your presence change if you stop diminishing yourself with apologies? How would your business be seen in the marketplace if you didn't apologize for stuff? And you just said, hey, here we are. We deserve to exist. We're awesome. We can solve these problems for you. If you need that problem solved, come to us. And then finally, what belief about worthiness is underneath the need to apologize? And like I said, I am horrified that I hear how much my 2-year-old granddaughter apologizes for things that just aren't things you need to apologize for. You know, if you pinch your sister or bite your grandma, heaven forbid, you should apologize for that. But if you just wanted to play a game or something, or you just wanted some help with something, don't say, I'm sorry. You're not interrupting me, right? All right. That's all I've got on this today. I would love to hear your stories about this. I'm excited to hear your experiences with this exercise today, because I know mine's going to be revolutionary for my life, because I'm an over apologizer, and that just means I think I don't deserve to take up space. Well, where the heck did that come from? Something to explore today. All right, have an awesome day, and I will of course be with Mary. Oh, heads up, we're gonna start the SOAP framework tomorrow. I was gonna start it today, but I forgot to talk about it in Supersize You, and I want to stay aligned. So tomorrow, think of a challenge area or an area of your business that you want to work on and improve. That improving confidence specifically would help. Otherwise, a goal that you have for confidence. And we're going to soap that up tomorrow and the next, for the next 4 days, to give you a structure and a framework for decision making like yesterday, so that you can handle it and deal with that situation, your specific situation, in a way that gets you transformation and a result. By the next 4 days, you're going to see improvement in that area. All right. Any questions? Ask. Otherwise, I'm not going to apologize for being here, and neither should you. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.